Hello everyone and a very good morning to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. As we all know, from Monday to Thursday, 11 a.m. in the morning, we come up with the Hindu analysis. Today is actually Monday, आज Monday 29 May है, and we are here with the Hindu analysis of 29th May. So am I audible guys? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? अगर आवाज आ रही है, just write in the comments, yes sir, you're audible. So on the first page, there's an article about the inauguration of the new parliament. I hope you are aware of this. India gets new parliament house. PM says it's symbol of aspirations. So we have discussed in the last class also in detail. I have shown you the photos of all, the new parliament, the inside building, the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and all. I had discussed about Article 79 also. If you have not watched it, please go and watch it and read about Article 79 of the Constitution, which talks about Parliament and all, how the Parliament is, the Parliament comprises of the President, then two houses of Parliament. We have discussed these things, right? Okay, yes. So let's, you can see it here. So Prime Minister PM Modi on Sunday inaugurated India's new parliament and called it a people of the aspirations of 140, called it a symbol of aspiration of 140 crore Indians, and a vehicle will drive India in the next 25 years. Okay, to make India a developed country. So I hope you are aware. Can you please tell me in the live chat? So there is a special term that is being used from 2022 to 2047. So this is 75th years of independence and this will be 100th year of independence. Okay. Now, there is a special term that is being used for actually the era between 2022 to 2047. What is the name of that word? Special word. Batao, koi bata sakte ho? It's a word in Hindi which is used for this next 25 years. I'm waiting for the answers. Okay, now if you see Prime Minister Modi, PM Modi is with the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Now there's a question for you. Who is the Speaker of Lok Sabha? Your options are Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, Ms. Sumitra Mahajan, Mr. Om Birla. What is the right answer? Your time starts now. Speaker of Lok Sabha कौन है अभी currently? I think it is the easiest question of the day, I guess. देखो, Jagdeep Dhankar is actually the Vice President of India. I hope you are aware. The first option is Vice President of India. Venkaiah Naidu is actually the ex-Vice President. Before him, actually, ex-Vice President of India. Sumitra Mahajan is actually ex-Speaker of Lok Sabha. Ex-Speaker of Lok Sabha. So the current Speaker of Lok Sabha is Mr. Om Birla. D is the right answer to this question. Yes, Priya Chavan, Alok Pratap Singh, Tayyaba Mehdi, Sania Ansari, you all are right. Yes, Priya Chavan, Sania Ansari, aap sahi ho. I asked the question ki what is the special name that is being used from for the time from 2022 to 2047. This is 75th year of independence and this is 100th year of independence. So the next 25 years have been defined by government as Amrit Kal. This word has been used. Okay. हाँ, yes, very good. आलोक प्रताप सिंह इज ऑल्सो राइट. तो अगला 25 साल जो 2022 से 2047 का वक्त है उसको अमृत काल डिफाइन किया बताया गया है सरकार के द्वारा. ठीक है. सो जस्ट हैव एन आइडिया अबाउट इट. हियर इज मिस्टर ओम बिरला, द स्पीकर ऑफ लोक सभा विद पीएम मोदी. ठीक है. I had shown you these images and all of the new parliament in the last class as well. है ना. So this one is actually the new parliament building, the main parliament building. ठीक है. आप यहाँ से भी देख सकते हो this picture also. This one is the new parliament. Okay. Yes. Now, maybe in the next class or next to next class, I will be asking questions from new parliament further. So I am giving you homework. Go and read more about new parliament. So from where questions can be asked. But right now, in this class, I will be asking questions from old parliament building. ठीक है. तो कुछ सवाल पुराने parliament building से भी हो जाए. The old parliament building got opened होगा ना, in the year. Your options are 1928. 1927, 1932 and 1917. Yes. And if you know, can you please tell me this actually parliament is the design of the old parliament is based on a temple in Madhya Pradesh. Can you please name the temple, the name of the temple? ओल्ड पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग जो है, जिसकी जब डिजाइन इस तरह सर्कुलर है, वो एक टेंपल है मध्य प्रदेश में, उसके डिजाइन पर कहा जाता है कि बनाया गया है। तो आपको उस टेंपल का नाम बताना है। Yes, here the old parliament building got opened in the year 1927. So Zoya Khan, Priya Chavan, Roxana Tayyaba, Alok Pratap Singh, you all are right. So the old parliament building got opened in the year 1927. Yes. And it was another question is the old parliament building was designed by whom? किसने डिजाइन किया था? Your options are Edward Lutyens and Herbert Baker, John Marshall and Edward Lutyens, John Shore and Alexander Reed, none of the above. Your time starts now. जो पुरानी पार्लियामेंट की बिल्डिंग है उसको डिजाइन किसने किया था? Anyone waiting for the answers? What is the right answer? The old parliament building was designed by whom? देखो, अब आपको जाके पढ़ना है for maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I will be asking about new parliament building. कि who has designed the new parliament building? Who got the contract? ठीक है? So these things I'll be asking some more questions from new parliament and maybe in the next class or next to next class. अभी मैं old parliament building से सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. Yes, the right answer is A is the right answer. Edward Lutyens and Herbert Baker. Yes, Roxana, Tayyaba, Zoya, Alok Pratap, Mohita, Education. Yes, जिन्होंने भी one answer किया, you all right. Edward Lutyens and Herbert Baker. ठीक है? So this is Edward Lutyens and Herbert Baker. These are considered as the architect of the old Parliament House, which got opened in January 1927. एक और मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था जिसका आंसर किसी ने परफेक्टली दिया नहीं, वो ये है कि the old Parliament is designed actually, which is taken the very similar design has been actually there of a temple, and it is said कि जो old Parliament का डिजाइन है वो उसी टेंपल के डिजाइन से लिया गया। 64 योगिनी टेंपल है मध्य प्रदेश में, आई थिंक मोरेना डिस्ट्रिक्ट में यू विल फाइंड। ओके, सो द डिजाइन ऑफ द ओल्ड पार्लियामेंट और द स्ट्रक्चरल डिजाइन हैज बीन टेकन परहैप्स फ्रॉम दिस टेंपल बिकॉज द सिमिलैरिटी इज वेरी मच क्लोज टू दिस। ठीक है, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा सिमिलैरिटी है दोनों में। ठीक है, लॉट ऑफ सिमिलैरिटीज देयर बिटवीन द 64 योगिनी टेंपल एंड द ओल्ड पार्लियामेंट। ठीक है, सो हो सकता है पूछ ले। Now they will be asking more questions from the new Parliament House as well. Okay, so watch my class tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I'll be giving questions from here as well. Okay, so go and read पहले. First go and read about it. The architect, who is the architect of new Parliament. ठीक है, who has got the bid, the companies and all. सारी चीज के बारे में पढ़िए. The next is who won the presidential election of Turkey. Your options are Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Kasim Jomart Tokayev, Abiy Ahmed Ali. Your time starts now. अभी presidential election हो रहा था, I think उसका 2 या 3 राउंड हुआ. So the final result have been declared and you have to tell me who is actually the winner of the presidential election in Turkey. अच्छा, एक चीज और बताना है, what is the capital of Turkey? This also you are supposed to tell me in the live chat. टर्की का कैपिटल बताइए, और अभी जो नए प्रेसिडेंट मतलब कौन जीते हैं आपको बताना। यस, प्रिया चवन, जोया खान, वेरी गुड, मोहिता, यू ऑल आर राइट। रेजेप तैयब एर्दोगान is actually has won, you can say re-elected, because earlier also he was the president of Turkey, so he has got re-elected as the president. Okay, Divyanshu, Education, Tayyaba, Alok, Divyanshu, Tayyaba, you are right. B is the right answer to this question. Please tell me the capital of Turkey. Yes, Divyanshu Singh, very good. The capital of Turkey is Ankara. Good, very good. Yes. Yes, Alok Pratap, Education. जिन्होंने भी Ankara आंसर किया, you all are right. Very good. So you all know these answers. Recep Tayyip Erdogan returns to the hem in Turkey after winning runoff. देखो hem क्या होता है? आपको पता है what is hem? This is actually steering जो होता है ना, ship में जो steering होता है, that is called as hem, the steering to drive the ship. Now, but here hem actually also means the leader, है ना? लिखते हैं ना, we use this word at the hem of affairs, at the hem of affairs. ठीक है? So the one who is controlling the country, that's also called as, so it is actually indirectly referring to the president or prime minister in general. ठीक है? So he returns to the hem in Turkey after winning runoff. ठीक है? So just have an idea about it. है ना, ये पता होना चाहिए. Now, before moving on, guys, we are running this CLAT 2024 comprehensive series. The exam is in December. अब तो declare भी हो गया 3rd December को. So hardly 5-6 months is left. You should go for this course. We are providing 300 plus recorded videos, 300 plus hours of live session, 35 plus mock tests, etc. monthly magazines. If you have any question, call on this number. अगर आपको कोई सवाल पूछना है इस नंबर पे कॉल करके पूछ सकते हैं. ओके यस. एक और अनाउंसमेंट है. प्लीज डाउनलोड आवर ऐप, go to CLAT section, and today at 6 p.m. I will be meeting you. For what? I give you questions of the Hindu newspaper every day, and revision is also very important. So I am starting the revision. I have already done part 1, 2 and 3. So this is the part 4. So I will be discussing questions from February, March, April and all. Okay. The Hindu analysis question paper. Why? Because yes, revision is also important. तो उसी पे से हम निकाल के दोबारा sort of a revision will be happening. So do join me. Download the app. Go to CLAT section, and at 6 p.m. I'll be meeting you today. ठीक है? Okay. Yes, on 4 June at 6 p.m. we'll be having a workshop with Abhimanyu sir. 200 days to CLAT 2024. So the link is given in the description from where you can register for this workshop. Let's talk about this editorial. 1, 2, 3, 4. ये वाला जानते हैं. A belligerence towards Beijing that is unsettling. देखो बेलिजरेंट मतलब क्या होता है? एनिमी के सेंस में होता है ना? सेंस ऑफ एनिमी मतलब बेलिजरेंट ऑपोजिट है या ऑपोजिशन में. सो दैट इज व्हाट इट इज बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट. बेलिजरेंस टुवर्ड्स बीजिंग मींस इट इज रेफरिंग टू चाइना. ठीक है. सो आपको अब समझना होगा. द इंटेंसिफाइंग हेड टू हेड क्लैश बिटवीन यूएस एंड चाइना हैज सेट अलार्म बेल्स रिंगिंग. ओके. सो बेसिकली ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द टसल बिटवीन यूएस एंड चाइना, है ना, और बेलिजरेंस और व्हाटएवर यू कैन से, है ना, or the fight between US and China. Fight in the sense open fight नहीं हो रहा है. I mean, it's not an open war. But you can say indirectly, I mean, both are actually having in conflict, you can say, ना. Beginning with a trade war in 2018. तो ये बता रहे हैं, author बता रहे हैं. The author is saying कि a trade war started in 2018 between the two nations. अभी trade war क्या होता है? This is China. Now this is USA. So trade war में generally they try each other to push other countries, I mean, so that their product should become more popular in the world level. देखो, जैसे for example, US will try कि my product will be sold in the entire world, not China's, and China will try the same. ठीक है. So what happens is sometimes they block each other's company. Like for example, if US is opening some plant, so China may block it. Or if China's product is being sold in US will try to block it. US will try to impose tariffs, है ना. So these are actually called as trade war. ठीक है. दोनों एक दूसरे का प्रोडक्ट नहीं सेल होने देंगे. So I mean indirectly you understand it, है ना. So that is how I mean it is. So how to cover all the current affairs of now, previous GK and all. Alok Pratak will be running. We are I think we are running the marathon series also. I mean Abhimanyu sir has discussed some of them same YouTube channel पे. And watch. मैंने बताया ना अभी ये वाला सेशन ज्वाइन करो. इसमें I am doing the revision series. Today at 6 p.m. on our app. So here also I am doing a revision series of questions and all. So do join there also. App पे it will be a sort of a quiz which will be conducted. Okay, तो यही हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि the author is talking about the trade war and all. Okay, now simultaneously with a view of preventing any Chinese military venture to capture Taiwan, the US has taken major steps across Indo-Pacific to shore up its military edge. ठीक है. अब I hope you are aware कि actually देखो here is Taiwan and US wants to have a good relation with Taiwan and all, है ना. So because Taiwan के पास ना semiconductors, huge semiconductors are there, and which is very much required as well. So one reason for US trying to actually have good relation with Taiwan is because of semiconductors as well, which is used in electronics industry, है ना. आपको शायद पता होगा. In all the electronics industry, whatever goods you are using, mobile phone, laptop, whatever you are using, in every electronic device you will find IC, integrated chips, है ना. आपने सुना होगा ये integrated chips, which are actually made through semiconductors, and one of the very famous producer is Taiwan. Okay, now when US is actually trying to become close with Taiwan, the China is not liking it, because there is a long drawn history of China having not good relation with Taiwan. In fact, China do not recognize Taiwan as a separate country. It believes that it is their part. ठीक है. तो उसमें बहुत लंबा चौड़ा history. We are not going in detail. So just have an idea about that. ठीक है. Okay, the recent G7 summit put forward a united West plus Japan view on China and all. देखो जैसे हम लोग कई बार कहते थे कि क्वाड इज एक्चुअली कंसिडर्ड एज एन एंटी चाइना प्लेटफॉर्म बाय मेनी फॉरेन पॉलिसी एक्सपर्ट. So similarly, even G7 में भी most of the nations are actually tilting anti-China. ठीक है. So मतलब countering China and all you can say. ठीक है. So that is what is being talked about. At the end, the G7 US President Joe Biden announced that he expected soon to see a thaw, but the relationship is hardly heading for any kind of detente. अब देखो thaw मतलब क्या होता है? Improving. ये दोनों का मतलब more or less same होता है. Improving relationship है ना. Okay. So Joe Biden had said that we expect that the relationship would be improved, but the author is saying we are not seeing any such sort of improvement in relationship. तो ये सब है ना detente, फिर एक होता entente, ये सब French word है. More or less इसका मतलब होता है improving relationship या reducing conflict. ठीक है. So just have an idea about it. ठीक है. Okay. Now Mr. Biden is outlining what is called as the new Washington consensus besides designed to reestablish US hegemony. अब ये आपको समझना है US hegemony क्या होता है. hegemony मतलब आप समझ लो the world power, जिसका चलता हो पूरे वर्ल्ड में ना, world power. So every country of course wants to have its own hegemony कि मेरा चले world over. So I mean they are trying to reestablish, they want the US wants to reassert that USA is the world power. The old one which was based on the free market embraced China with the hope that and all. ठीक है. अब इसी को आपको समझ लेना कि I mean both will be trying each other that my influence should be more, है ना. सब कंट्री तो ये चाहेगा ना कि मेरा influence ज्यादा हो and all. Okay. So that is what is being talked about. अब इसमें इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है. Seeing US exports restriction to over 600 Chinese entities all in the last couple of years, Beijing does not see much difference between de-risking and containment and all. ओके अब इतना डिटेल नहीं जानना आपको, ठीक है ना. सो इसलिए आई एम नॉट गोइंग वेरी मच इन डिटेल अबाउट इट. तो उतना आपको एक मतलब आप समझो. देखो होता क्या है. देखो चाइना इज एक्चुअली राइजिंग, आई मीन हैविंग मोर गुड रिलेशनशिप विद अदर नेशन ऑफ कोर्स because earlier US had more impact or more influence on the rest of the world, but China is also rising, so US wants to reassert itself, है ना, reassert itself as the having the world power or being the world power. इसी की बात हो रही, ठीक है. French President Emmanuel Macron commenting on refusal to be a vassal state of US represents a tip of iceberg of the worries of Europe and allies such as South Korea and all. मतलब फ्रेंच प्रेसिडेंट ने ये कहा वैसाल स्टेट का मतलब है कि मतलब एकदम वी आर नॉट एक्चुअली फ्रांस इज नॉट will not follow each and everything what US will be saying, because France is not subordinate to US. France is having its own diplomatic, I can say, its own independence, or it is sovereign, so it will decide according to its own national interest. ठीक है. तो मतलब इमैनुअल मैक्रोन ने ये कहा फ्रेंच प्रेसिडेंट ने कि हम वैसाल स्टेट नहीं है, यूएस के अंडर में नहीं है कि जो यूएस बोलेंगे वही करेंगे ना. सो इट रिप्रेजेंट्स अ टिप ऑफ आइसबर्ग ऑफ द वरीज ऑफ यूरोप एंड अलाइज सच एज साउथ कोरिया. ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट. चीफ ऑफ निविडिया. निविडिया बहुत फेमस कंपनी है. आई मीन इट्स अ वेरी फेमस सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी, फेमस फॉर प्रोड्यूसिंग चिप्स एंड ऑल, है ना. जैसे निविडिया का ग्राफिक कार्ड आता है, वेरी फेमस in laptops and computers and all. So NVIDIA is very famous for actually software making companies, graphic card and all. So the world leader in AI computing, तो AI आप समझिए artificial intelligence में भी NVIDIA काफी आगे, has warned that the battle over chip risk enormous damage to the US technology and industry. So the author is quoting the chief or head of NVIDIA also and all, that he had said something about it regarding the battle over chips. Chips मतलब वही integrated chips, वो खाने वाला chips की बात नहीं हो रही. Here we are talking about integrated chips which are actually used in all the electronic devices and all. ठीक है. The US wants China in the new Washington consensus on its term, the hardest of which are setting limits so as to what China can aspire to join in that field of technology and all. मतलब यही है, मैंने बता दिया ना कि देखो US and China, I mean since China is rising, so US wants to contain China, containment of China, मतलब to ensure that US China should not rise further and all, to put the limits and all. इसी सब की बात हो रही है ना. The problem is that अब इसमें इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना, no need to go in detail and all, so the author has gone in detail. Now author is quoting Henry Kissinger. He was a very famous person, I mean he is a very famous person, the former Secretary of State, है ना, Secretary of State of USA. I think recently he became 100 years of age. अभी वो जिंदा, he is alive, है ना. So Secretary of State is like foreign minister, ठीक है. So in 1970s, 1971 के आसपास he was actually the Secretary of State actually of USA. And Henry Kissinger, I think recently has written some book also. Warned against misinterpreting China's behavior. So he's even old, but still he gave an interview and he said about something about China which is being quoted here. ठीक है, तो इसी की बात कर रहे हैं. Henry Kissinger is slightly important because इनका काफी रोल रहा है. He's been very famous in the international politics, international relation and all. ठीक है. In a recent interview, Henry Kissinger warned against misinterpreting Chinese behavior. So that is what is being talked about. China has achieved a great deal. अब देखो ये this is important. So this is saying that in regions of East Asia, South China Sea or mountainous of Ladakh, China has asserted its behavior and all, which has actually created significant adversaries. Adversaries मतलब enemies कह सकते हो या दुश्मन कह सकते हो या जो लोग पसंद ना करें, है ना? So that is adversary. So basically the author is saying कि in East China Sea, South China Sea, in the regions of Ladakh, China has asserted behavior. मतलब asserted means in maybe in some others land or territory and all. So that is what is being talked about. Now, since we are talking about these regions, so there's a question which was asked actually in AILET 2-3 years back. Where do we find 9 dashed lines? Your options are East China Sea, South China Sea, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean. Your time starts now. 9 dashed lines आपको कहां पर मिलेगी? This is an AILET previous year question. And I think पहले भी मैंने पूछा है कभी, I think 2 महीना पहले. This I had discussed it. Yes. Yes, good morning everyone. Good morning guys. सबको like button press करते जाना. Everyone please press the like button. And subscribe to our channel as well. ठीक है. Yes, the right answer is 9 dash lines. You will find it in South China Sea. B is the right answer to this question. मैंने बताया है. Here is India. This is China. Here this one. ये वाला जो है ना, ये South China Sea है. Yes, so the right answer is B. Priya Chawan, Mohita, Rashmi Khan, Tayyeba Mehdi, Seema Kumari, ये वाला right, ठीक है. So यहाँ पर 9 dash line है. And here are some of the islands which have been claimed by China, also by Vietnam, by Philippines. So there's a tussle between it, है ना, nations. तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे islands है, like Spratly Island, Scarborough Shoal. These are some of the islands, है ना. Parasail Islands. So there's a dispute between कि मेरा island है, मेरा island है, इस पर मतलब tussle होता है फिलीपीन से, वियतनाम से, चाइना से, I think other nations से also, ठीक है. So that is why you should be knowing it. This is important, है ना. इसी को यहाँ पर indirectly author बात भी कर रहे हैं ना, South China Sea की. So he's actually referring to the same 9 dash lines and the islands around it, ठीक है. Under 9 dash lines, इसी की वो बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. Okay. Now let's talk about it, है ना. US estrangement with China enhances India's geopolitical value. Estrangement means having a bad relationship or not very good relationship, है ना. Not very good relationship. Enhances India's geopolitical value, है ना. So अब इंडिया का वैल्यू यहाँ पर in this region becomes more, है ना. Something in present ruling dispensation is revealing in, है ना. So basically it is saying कि since US is having not very good relation with China, so India's role in this region becomes important. That is why US is having trying to have relation, Quad बनाया गया. So India, US both are there. Then there is I2U2. इसमें भी US और India दोनों हैं, है ना. So even in G7, US is there, but India was invited as a guest. Although मतलब उसमें मतलब India is not a member of G7, but still it has been invited and all. तो इसी सब की बात कर रहे हैं, है ना. So that is what is being talked about here, ठीक है. तो इसी को I have given you a basic idea. If you read it, you will be able to now understand it, है ना. Sino-American hostility मतलब China, Sino मतलब China. US hostility means tussle or you can say having not very good relationship, है ना. Okay, yes. Now एक और साइड में आर्टिकल थे, normalcy in Manipur requires concerted action by government and civil society. So the author is saying, I hope you are aware that recently again the actually violence had happened, people have died in Manipur and all. So this actually author is saying कि both not only government but civil society should also be there to solve this problem. Civil society मतलब जैसे let's say NGOs and all, है ना. Then actually maybe the religious leaders of all the community should come together and appeal for peace. So leaders or let's say tribal leaders, religious leaders should be coming. If there is any important educational institution, the head of that educational institution can come and appeal for peace and all. So यही सभी इसी को civil society कहते हैं in general. So basically, I hope you are aware, it is being talked about the High Court of Manipur on 27th March seeking the inclusion of Meitei community into the tribal list. So basically, one of the perhaps reason was this judgment of Manipur High Court, which has been criticized even by the Chief Justice of India. So वह ये था कि Manipur High Court actually ordered that actually Meitei community should be included in scheduled tribe. Okay, it recommended the state government that please, to write to the central government to include Meitei into the scheduled tribe list. Now, why this judgment was not correct? This judgment was criticized by the Chief Justice of India. Manipur High Court order to include Meiteis in scheduled list is wrong. Now, why it is wrong? Here in this article of Economic Times, it has been mentioned. Okay, so observing that there is no need to intervene and nullify the High Court order, CJI said we gave time to Justice Muralidharan to remedy his error and he did not and all. So basically, देखो होता क्या है कि whosoever is getting added in scheduled tribe and scheduled caste will be decided by the President of India on the advice of government, on the advice of Council of Ministers. हम लोग लिखते हैं Council of Ministers है ना, मतलब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के मतलब आप समझ लो. So the central government advises the president, and then the presidential order, a scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, a community is added in a scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. It is not actually the domain of judiciary. ठीक है, ये जुडिशरी के इसमें कोई रोल नहीं होता है. जुडिशरी का ये काम नहीं है कि वो शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट में किसको ऐड किया जाए या शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब में. दैट इज नॉट द जॉब ऑफ जुडिशरी, एंड इन फैक्ट देयर इज अ जजमेंट ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन दिस रिगार्ड. ठीक है, he quoted a 23-year-old constitution bench order. So 2000 में, in year 2000, there was a judgment of Supreme Court, five judge bench constitution bench order, that it is the president who should be deciding, whether a community should be added in scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. It is not the job or it is not in the domain of judiciary or a high court or a Supreme Court to decide it. ठीक है, तो पहली बात इसलिए भी मणिपुर हाई कोर्ट का ऑर्डर सही नहीं था, इसलिए कि वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की 5 जज बेंच ऑर्डर के अगेंस्ट जा रहा था. ठीक है, और आपको पता है, आई होप यू आर अवेयर, सिंस आई होप यू आर अवेयर दैट द सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जितने भी ऑर्डर्स होते हैं, है ना, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज कोर्ट ऑफ रिकॉर्ड, है ना, दैट व्हाटएवर आर द ऑर्डर्स ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट, दे आर सपोज्ड टू बी फॉलोड इन लाइन बाय द हाई कोर्ट्स एंड बाय द लोअर कोर्ट्स, है ना. है ना, एक आर्टिकल इन अ लॉ डिक्लेयर्ड बाय सुप्रीम कोर्ट shall be binding on all courts within the territory of India. All courts. Please tell me in which article of the Constitution this line is mentioned. Law declared by Supreme Court shall be binding on all courts within the territory of India. ये कहाँ लिखा हुआ है? Which article of Indian Constitution? This is a homework. ठीक है, and once you will find it, write it in the comment section. नीचे लिख देना. Law declared by Supreme Court. So Supreme Court's judgment is considered as the law of the land. ठीक है, so law declared by Supreme Court shall be binding on all courts within the territory of India. ये binding है बाकी सारी courts में नहीं, all the high courts and all the lower courts. Means the Supreme Court order has to be followed by the high courts. So whenever a high court judge is passing an order, he or she is supposed to pass an order in the light of the judgment, the previous judgment of Supreme Court. ठीक है, and similarly, not only high court judges but the lower court judges, the district court judges and all, they are also supposed to follow, they are supposed to pass the judgment in line with the orders already passed by the Supreme Court, है ना, उसी लाइट में जजमेंट पास करना, उसकी कंट्राडिक्टरी नहीं होना चाहिए. Yes, very good, Zoya Khan. So this actually statement is mentioned in Article 141. Law declared by Supreme Court shall be binding on all courts within the territory of India. ठीक है, और आई थिंक ये अभी किसी भी जगह पूछा था, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, दिस वाज आस्क्ड इन स्लैट. यस, रिसेंटली, एम आई राइट? स्लैट में या एमएचसीटी में पूछा था. हाँ, यस, आइदर इट वाज इन स्लैट, जामिया और एमएचसीटी, तीन में से किसी एक में यही लाइन दिया हुआ था और पूछा था ये कौन से आर्टिकल में. यस, हाँ, 141. वेरी गुड, तैयबा मेहदी, गुड. So that is what I mean. That is why CGI said कि since it is contradictory, तो यहाँ लिखा हुआ भी, it's actually being violative of a 23-year-old constitution bench order. Okay, so exacerbated the situation. Exacerbated का मतलब होता है increase the problem. So it is saying the judgment of Manipur High Court, a single judgment order, which was contradictory to the 23-year-old Supreme Court's judgment, exacerbated the problem or increased the problem and all. So that is why you should be knowing it. ठीक है, तो इसी सब की बात हो रही है ना. So that is what is being talked about here. The state government must get its act together with the help of center to bring normalcy by increasing patrolling of paramilitary force and all, है ना. So state government and central government together should work to ensure that actually the violence should be controlled as soon as possible, है ना. So union government cannot remain nonchalant about the turn of events and all. But the union government should also, I mean, they have to intervene, of course, when things are not in control of the state government. Then of course union government should also come and both through, I mean, not only through, I mean, not only with the state, but of course the union government's role is very important in actually controlling the riots and all by sending army, paramilitary forces, whichever is required and all. Okay, yes. Now, there's a question, there's an article at Hiroshima, Japan's moment to reinforce partnership. Again, we are talking about G7 summit, है ना. अभी recently Hiroshima में G7 summit हुआ था. Hiroshima is a place in Japan. यहाँ पे आपको Hiroshima मिलेगा. ये जापान है, ये Hiroshima. Okay, yes, है ना. ये जापान है, यहाँ पे Hiroshima. Okay, yes. ये सारे islands हैं. अच्छा, एक homework है. Go and find out the names of these 4 islands. एक, ये 2, 3, 4. So these are 4 famous islands. Otherwise के और भी बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे island हैं. ठीक है, इसका नाम होकाइडो है, हॉन्शो है, शिकोको है, रियोशो है. ठीक है, मैं बता दे रहा हूँ, but go and find out the names exactly. These are the 4 islands of Japan. इसी से मिलके बना है 4 islands से, main जो बड़े बड़े. हाँ, so you can see these are the images of G7 Hiroshima pictures and all. You must have seen it. Now, so the G7 Hiroshima summit is the first hosted by Tokyo since 2008 summit and all. So 2008 के बाद पहली बार जापान ने host किया इसको and all. So that is what is being talked about. Issues that weighed heavily on the agenda were Russia's aggression in Ukraine. So main चीज जो discuss किया गया था वो था Russia's aggression in Ukraine, है ना. I hope you are aware Russia has actually invaded Ukraine and all. I hope you are aware of that. So even Zelensky was invited, although I mean, Ukraine is not a member of G7. आपको पता होगा कि यूक्रेन G7 का member नहीं है, but still it was invited as a guest. You can see he is actually coming out of the plane. So that is what you should be knowing. ठीक है, China's growing military pressure on Taiwan and all. एक चीज तो ये था, दूसरा था China's growing military pressure on Taiwan. Okay, so I hope you are aware, है ना. So here is China. अभी मैंने बताया भी थोड़ा देर पहले कि China and Taiwan is not having good relationship. In fact, China do not recognize Taiwan and all. ठीक है, so that is what you should be knowing it. ठीक है, हाँ, Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu. Very good, Rashmikant. हाँ. Okay, so that is what is being talked about. So war in Ukraine has a significant impact on Japan's national security strategy and all. ठीक है, तो उसका काफी significant impact हुआ जापान की strategy पे भी and all. So that is what is being discussed and all. East China Sea, South China Sea मैंने कई बार कहा है. So there have been conflicts regarding island disputes है यहाँ पर भी. ठीक है, जैसे एक island है Senkaku Island, Senkaku Island dispute, and it's a dispute between Japan and China. ठीक है, so similarly ये East China Sea में dispute है, और यहाँ पे South China Sea, यहाँ पर भी I have just told you that there's a dispute and all. So here these are being talked about. ठीक है, इसी disputes की हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, recently we have witnessed steady collaboration between New Delhi and Tokyo and all. Yes, we are having a very good relationship with Japan, है ना. I hope you are aware that अभी जो है ना, I think Ahmedabad, Mumbai, bullet train is being made with the help of Japan. ठीक है, not only that, in fact Japan has given a lot of technologies for us while making metros. बहुत जगह हम लोग metro बनाते हैं ना, metro train, जैसे दिल्ली में है and other places. So in fact in that also Japan has helped. So Japan and India is having a very good relationship and all. ठीक है, इसी सब की बात हो रही है. Two key principles from the central basis of both Japan and India's role in the Indo-Pacific. First, the preservation of rule-based order, and the second is opposition to any unilateral attempt to alter the regional order. है ना? So दो key principle निकल कर क्या है? पहला है preservation of rule-based order. Means both the nation will be following the international rules and orders. ठीक है? जो भी international rules है और treaty है, both the sides would be following it. Attempt to any unilateral attempt to alter the regional order. Means if we want to change any treaty or agreement, both the nations together should be doing it. एक साइड से नहीं कि हम अपने मन से एक बंदा जो है एक कंट्री चेंज कर दिया कि नहीं हम ऐसे नहीं ऐसे रूल फॉलो करेंगे. नो, both the nations together should, if they want to change some rule regarding interaction or trade, both the nations should together agree on it, है ना? So that is what it says. Okay, Fumio Kishida is the current Prime Minister of Japan. And he is his predecessor. यानी इनसे पहले जो थे Shinzo Abe is very famous. I hope you are aware. In fact, he was instrumental in giving the idea of Quad. है ना? One of the longest serving Prime Minister of Japan. And I hope you are aware. Unfortunately, last year he was assassinated. I hope you are aware of that. So that is what is being talked about. That right now Fumio Kishida is the current Prime Minister of Japan and all. Okay, so just have an idea. Okay, yes. His efforts saw agreement with UK, Australia. तो इसी की बात कर रहे हैं, है ना? Efforts वगैरह की बात हो रही है. Mr. Kishida's or the current Prime Minister of Japan's effort, है ना? So UK, Australia, US, Quad and all, है ना? So these are actually the initiatives in which Mr. Kishida is actually advancing the Shinzo Abe's work. यानी जो Shinzo Abe साहब ने काम किया था उसी को और आगे बढ़ा रहे, है ना? So that is what is being discussed about. एक और पेज नंबर 9 ओपिनियन पेज में आर्टिकल थी मोस्ट सोल्जर्स डाइड इन द एक्शन ड्यूरिंग यूएन मिशन वेयर इंडियंस. देखो एक्चुअली ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द यूएन मिशन. उसे बहुत सारे मिशन होते हैं, जैसे यूएन मिशन इन सोमालिया, यूएन मिशन एट डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. एक सबसे मशहूर जो है वो है यूएन पीस कीपिंग फोर्स. आई होप यू आर अवेयर ऑफ दिस. यूएन पीस कीपिंग फोर्स. ओके, यस. Now, if you see it, they have put the chart, and the maximum deaths is actually from India 969. So that is what there is an article about it. Fatalities मतलब deaths ये लिखा हुआ है. Now there's a question for you. UN peacekeeping force is also known as what? Blue helmets, white helmets, black helmets, green helmets. What is the right answer? बताओ तो. UN peacekeeping force को और किस नाम से जानते हैं? Anyone? सबको लाइक बटन प्रेस करते जाओ गाइस. एवरीवन प्लीज प्रेस द लाइक बटन एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल. सो दे आर फेमसली कॉल्ड एज ब्लू हेलमेट्स. ए इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. आपने देखा होगा इस तरह का जो हेलमेट होता है. सो दे आर कॉल्ड एज ब्लू हेलमेट्स एंड इट्स अ पीस कीपिंग मिशन जहां पे सिविल वॉर होता है. सो यूएन एक्चुअली सेंड दिस टू एंश्योर पीस कीपिंग. पीस कीपिंग यानी वायलेंस नहीं हो, टू रिड्यूस वायलेंस. ओके. Now, these are actually so one of the largest contributor is India. India ने काफी forces भेजा UN peacekeeping force में. Okay, so just have an idea about that. Okay, इसको पढ़ना जा करके. Now there's a question for you. Where do you find Abe region? हाँ, इससे पहले का 1 was the right answer. Blue helmets. किसी ने सही जवाब नहीं दिया, कोई बात नहीं. Where do you find Abe region? Your options are Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia, Congo. What is the right answer? एबे रीजन आपको कहां पे मिलेगा? कोई बता सकता है? सो द राइट आंसर इज एक्चुअली ए. सुदान इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. अब देखो यहां पर अभी जनवरी में न्यूज था, प्लीज टू सी वुमेन पीस कीपर्स फ्रॉम इंडिया अराइविंग इन एबे, यूएन पीस कीपिंग चीफ. सो एक्चुअली सिंगल लार्जेस्ट ऑल वुमेन प्लाटून फ्रॉम इंडिया वाज सेंट. ठीक है, आप देख सकते हो, है ना? और अगर कैप भी लगाएं तो देखो ब्लू कलर का कैप है ना. अगर हेलमेट पहने तो ब्लू कलर का कैप भी होता है, ब्लू कलर का. दैट इज व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज ब्लू हेलमेट्स, है ना? सो इंडिया हैज कंट्रीब्यूटेड क्वाइट, आई मीन वेरी गुड इन नंबर्स एज फार एज यूएन पीस कीपिंग फोर्स इज कंसर्न. ठीक है, तो ये न्यूज में था काफी ज्यादा. हाँ, एबे रीजन यहाँ पे दिखा देते हैं. इंडिया है, सुदान है, साउथ सुदान है. अब यहाँ पर ठीक है, ये वाला रीजन एबे रीजन कहलाता है. ओके, यस. Now, or here, why is 1.5 degrees Celsius target critical? I hope you are aware. We have discussed so many times about this 1.5 degrees Celsius target. Now, आप बताओ कि ये 1.5 degrees Celsius derives from where? Montreal Protocol, Paris Agreement, COP26, Kyoto Protocol. ये कहाँ से ये वाला कॉन्सेप्ट लाया गया 1.5 degree Celsius टारगेट का? So from where it has been taken? बताइए। सब कोई लाइक बटन प्रेस करते जाओ। एवरीवन प्लीज प्रेस द लाइक बटन, सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल। 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस टारगेट्स द राइज फ्रॉम वेयर? Okay, the right answer is yes, Paris Agreement. Very good. Param Khoj, Priya Chavan, you are right. Habib is the right answer to this question. हाँ, जोया खान, रश्मिकांत, इसको आप पढ़ लीजिए कि इसमें आप उतना डिटेल नहीं जाना। 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस और 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस का जो टारगेट है वो पेरिस क्लाइमेट एग्रीमेंट से लाया गया है ना। ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट एक मैप भी बना हुआ था इसमें कि इस तरह से, ठीक है, ऊपर यहाँ तक चला जाएगा टेम्परेचर 2100 तक अगर ऐसे ले गए, और करंटली जो है करंटली यहाँ पर है मतलब 3.1 डिग्री सेल्सियस तक चला जाएगा एट द एंड ऑफ ईयर 2100, और ये टारगेट है अचीव करने का, लेकिन जा रहा ऐसे है, ऊपर की तरफ भाग रहा है। सो वी हैव टू एक्चुअली कंट्रोल, टोन इट डाउन, है ना, रिड्यूस इट, दैट इज व्हाट आवर टारगेट इज, ठीक है। एन ऑपुलेंट हाउस, आर्ट लाइन्स, 200 करोड़ इंटीरियर्स, तो ये वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट, विल बी डिस्कसिंग मोर, इस पे हम और क्वेश्चन लाएंगे मे बी टुमारो, डे आफ्टर टुमारो, न्यू पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग पे, सो गो एंड रीड इट, ठीक है। इंडिया सीज रिडक्शन इन स्टंटिंग बट वेस्टिंग ओबेसिटी आर कंसर्न, सेज रिपोर्ट। ओबेसिटी मतलब क्या होता है? मोटापा, ओवरवेट। वेस्टिंग और स्टंटिंग में बता देता हूँ क्या होता है। एक होता है स्टंटिंग, स्टंटिंग का मतलब होता है लो हाइट फॉर एज, जैसे मान लो फॉर एग्जांपल आइडियली 14 ईयर्स में कुछ हाइट होना चाहिए, कुछ भी लेट्स से 4 फीट या समथिंग लाइक दैट, अगर उससे कम है दैट्स कॉल्ड एज स्टंटिंग। वेस्टिंग इसको कहते हैं कि लो वेट फॉर हाइट, यानी हाइट काफी लंबी होगी लेकिन दुबला पतला है, खाने को नहीं, माल नरिश्ड है। सो दीज आर द टर्म्स यूज्ड, वेस्टिंग, स्टंटिंग, फॉर डिफाइनिंग द न्यूट्रिशन एंड ऑल, ठीक है। और ओबेसिटी का मतलब है कि बहुत ज्यादा है, तो मैंने वेस्टिंग बताया कि लेस वेट वाला, और ओबेसिटी मतलब ओवर वेट, जितना वेट होना ही चाहिए उससे ज्यादा है। तो अभी भी ये कंसर्न है, कहीं कहीं पे लोग बहुत कम वेट वाले हैं, कहीं कहीं पे बहुत ज्यादा वेट वाले, सो दिस इज एक्चुअली द कंसर्न एंड ऑल, ठीक है। तो ये रिपोर्ट आई थी अकॉर्डिंग टू जॉइंट माल न्यूट्रिशन एस्टिमेट रिलीज बाय यूनिसेफ, डब्ल्यूएचओ एंड वर्ल्ड बैंक, है ना। इसमें कुछ नंबर्स वगैरह कोटेड, एक बार आप जैसे देख लेना, मतलब इसमें याद नहीं करना है, but just have a basic idea. ये सब पता होना चाहिए, what is stunting, what is wasting and all. Sometimes these are being asked, है ना। From prevalence in 8 states in 2001, डेंगू now nationwide infection. तो ये बता ये रहे हैं कि डेंगू जो है ना पूरे इंडिया में अब फैल गया। अर्लियर सिर्फ 7-8 स्टेट्स में हुआ करता था, now it is spreading to all the places. Now you have to tell me it is caused by what? Virus, fungi, bacteria, protozoa. What is the right answer? बताओ तो। डेंगू जो है वो क्या चीज से होता है, मतलब कौन से इससे होता है? वायरस से होता है, फंगाई से, बैक्टीरिया से, प्रोटोजोआ। अच्छा, मच्छर का नाम क्या? व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द मॉस्किटो व्हिच कॉजेज दिस? नेम ऑफ मॉस्किटो व्हिच कॉजेज डेंगू। कई बार लोग डेंगी भी पढ़ते हैं, ठीक है। द राइट आंसर इज, पीपल आर सेइंग 4, एनीवन एल्स? फीमेल एनोफिल्स मॉस्किटो, ये ऐसा नहीं, प्रोटोजोआ से नहीं, वायरस से होता है। ए इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन। डेंगू वायरस है, ठीक है। ओके, देखो इस तरह का होता है ना, एडिस इजिप्शियाना, एडिस मॉस्किटो, है ना, मॉस्किटो ना। कैसे पहचानोगे इसका? जो ये होता है इसमें व्हाइट व्हाइट होता है, पैचेस। जनरली जैसे नॉर्मल मच्छर होता है ना, नॉर्मल मॉस्किटो इज ब्लैक इन कलर, बट दिस एडिस इज हैविंग व्हाइट व्हाइट, इसमें पैर में पैच होगा, अगर आप गौर से देखोगे आपको दिख जाएगा ये, ठीक है। सो दैट इज व्हाई यू शुड बी वेरी केयरफुल, आई मीन एज फार एज दिस इज कंसर्न। बहुत डेंजरस होता है ना, आई मीन इट कैन रिड्यूस योर प्लेटलेट्स, एंड आई हैव हर्ड यस पीपल डाइंग बिकॉज ऑफ इट। तो डेंगू से लोगों की डेथ भी हो जाती है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू बी एक्सट्रीमली कॉशियस अबाउट दीज टाइप्स ऑफ मॉस्किटोज, ठीक है। One killed as Russia launches largest drone attack on Kyiv. I have discussed so many times that Russia-Ukraine war is happening and all. I hope you are aware of this. Okay. So I think this is there's a question for you. Which of the following does not touch the border of Ukraine? Your options are Slovakia, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria. What is the right answer? कोई बता सकते हो? यूक्रेन से किस कंट्री का बॉर्डर नहीं टच करता है? आई नो थोड़ा सा टफ क्वेश्चन है, बट आई हैव शोन यू सो मेनी टाइम्स द मैप, तो शायद अगर आपको याद होगा तो आप आंसर कर लोगे। नाउ दिस इज अ होमवर्क फॉर यू, ठीक है। आफ्टर द क्लास इज ओवर, राइट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन, जो स्टैटिक कमेंट है उसमें ये आंसर कीजिएगा, ठीक है। ये होमवर्क, आई नो इट्स अ टफ क्वेश्चन, इसलिए मैं आपको होमवर्क दे रहा हूँ। क्लास खत्म हो जाएगी, नीचे कमेंट सेक्शन जो स्टैटिक कमेंट होता है उसमें आंसर करना है, ठीक है। सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट टुडेज क्लास गाइस। आई विल बी मीटिंग यू टुडे एट 6 PM, मैंने बता दिया ऑन आवर ऐप। सो डाउनलोड द ऐप, गो टू क्लैट सेक्शन, 6 PM पे आई विल बी डूइंग अ क्विज, क्विज में क्या होगा, रिवीजन ऑफ द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर, रिवीजन ऑफ द हिंदू क्वेश्चंस, है ना. सो प्लीज फॉलो मी एट 6 PM आज, ठीक है. सो आई विल बी मीटिंग यू एट 6 PM ऑन आवर ऐप BYJU'S एग्जाम प्रेप, ओके, विद क्विज. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन, थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग, हैव अ नाइस डे.